Hello, I am the Flaming Autos Underdog. Many of you have seen my videos and many of you like them, though not many of you may know me. And I'd like to tell you something. I tried making a video like this a while ago and it's very informational, it's very serious. I know not many of you might want to listen to one of these serious discussions, but when you get right down to it, we need to be genuine with each other. We need to truly talk, truly say something of meaning and meaningful. Not all these memes, all these hashtags and everything. Now, I know I may sound like someone who's stuck in the past or like some old geezer or something, or someone who refuses to accept that any of this new stuff is relevant or good, but we need to remember what is important. This card that I am showing you in this video footage is a card that led me on a path to where I am now. Now, I know that sounds like an anime or a book thing, not something that could actually happen, but it actually is true. You see, there was a game called Yu-Gi-Oh! It is a trading card game and an anime. Many of you are probably familiar with anime. Many of you probably have at least heard of it or know a tiny bit about it if you don't actually watch it. Anime is admired and loved by billions and millions of people the world over. A huge part of the internet is anime now. And in fact, Japan has become increasingly popular and able to make great strides because of it. In fact, anime has been able to inspire new generations and so forth. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one such anime. It is both a card game and an anime and manga comic book series that showed a new generation of what you may call nerds that they can do anything that they can do anything they set their minds to, as long as they believe in themselves, work hard, have faith, and have the strength of the bonds they have with their friends, with their friends' support. Now, many people might say power of friendship is a bunch of bullcrud, but here's what I say. That power of friendship inspires a lot of people. None of us would be where we are today if we just stuck it out alone. The thing is, I would not be where I am if it were not for the people who gave me a chance and decided to become my friends and accept me for who I am, to put up with me. I have an awesome sister who has put up with me and my ADHD and my craziness for all these years, and she is right now going to college and gonna save the animals. I swear, she is amazing and I'm proud of her. But I'm getting off track. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been a favorite card game, and I guess you could say concept and aspect that I like, that I've loved, that has inspired me and given me much courage and everything, and inspiration throughout my life. In fact, I have made many friends thanks to this game and gone through many trials. I have come to like many more video games and everything as a result of it, and be able to express myself in many ways. I've been to many tournaments, and I admit I switched on and off between Yu-Gi-Oh! And other interests such as Pokemon, Beyblade, and everything, trying to find myself, but then, and I guess, like we all do when we are young, trying to find what core traits we're going to base our personality on, like build on top of that, like with our core, that is ourselves, our soul. Anyways, one day I decided to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I saw the latest starter deck or whatever, and I bought it. Previously, I thought, Pendulum. Now they're just making them look like Magic the Gathering cards. But then later on, I decided, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give this a shot. And I gave it a shot, and I loved it. And I saw described in the little booklet that came with the deck about this card right here, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. And I decided, you know what? I want to get that card, and I want it for my deck. So I looked up, and in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, there are always these stores that sell individual cards. Like, you don't have to buy booster packs. You can buy cards that are inside a glass case counter. And so I figured, I wonder if any shops like that exist. Because I've been in tournaments before at game shops, and they didn't have those. So I looked up on the internet multiple different stores and called them to see if they sold individual cards, and if so, to see if they had that card and this card in stock. One store matched both requirements. It was called Phoenix Games. It was in the Mukilteo Speedway. Sadly, that store is not open right now, but I plan to reopen it someday. Anyways, my point is, I went to that store, I bought the card, and that card has been with me ever since. I found out they did Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to get back into it. I went to tournaments almost every weekend from then on, for years. I would go almost every weekend. I made friends. There were people that I knew. I even made a best buddy / brother whose name I will not disclose, but I will tell you he is awesome, and he became known as the Pendulum Prodigy. And I gotta tell you, I became the Odd Eyes underdog. Later, I attained a flaming cloak, a cloak with flames on it, became the flaming Odd Eyes underdog, as I acquired a new card as well. Anyways, my point is, the search for this card led me to that shop. That shop led me to those tournaments. Those tournaments led me to many friends and new experiences. I even entered a championship series tournament that was held in Tacoma, and that it was giving away some pretty cool cards as prizes. And I figured, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to win. I didn't win, but I did way better than anyone that day. I mean, who was doing it for their first time, I'm pretty sure. I did good. I'm sure it was hard not making it to day 2 of the tournament, but I did good. My second Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series tournament, these ones are for the entire west coast of the country. The winners get into the qualifiers, and the ones who win the qualifier tournament get to represent the country and go against representatives of other countries around the world. My point is, all of that started because of this card. And I've been playing the game ever since. In fact, I've made a lot of friends because of it. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you people have probably heard of global warming, and I'm not going to rant or anything. I'm not going to say people are stupid or idiots, or I'm not going to say, get an electric car now, or you're going to die tomorrow. But the issue is getting worse. I know some of you probably live in countries or parts of the world where you don't see the sky getting darker, or you don't feel the heat getting worse, or you aren't seeing any less snow than you usually do, but here where I live, it is. In fact, I posted some pictures a while on social media a bit ago when me and my father were coming home from the other side of the state, and there was dust and ash and smoke combining with the clouds, and it was blocking out a ton of the blue sky. Then we drove for miles and miles and miles and miles, and then finally, some while later, we came across some blue sky. But the thing is, it looks so horrible. My own father, a man who truly believes in our generation that we, the young people who are inheriting the world, will be the ones to fix everything. The ones to fix all the corrupt and crooked politics in the world. The ones who will be able to bring some peace, some more relative peace to the world. And make sure that there are no more big wars. And fix climate change. And save the animals. And create new technology. He believes in our generation. He truly does. But in recent days, we heard on the news about global warming getting even worse. We may have gotten some good snow in the last couple years here, where we usually do get a bunch, but it's been getting less and less. We're getting less snow days. Heck, for 51 days straight or so, we had no rain. The grass was dying, the sun was beating, and yes, sunny days are nice, but we need the rain and we need the snow to help keep everything alive, to nourish it and give it enough supply of water when spring comes, so that it's ready for the summer to bloom. And I know I've become complacent too. But the thing is, global warming is real. And all these wildfires you may have heard in Australia, in Canada, in Washington State, in California, in the USA, they're all being fought day in and day out, day and night by so many people, but homes, habitats, animal homes, it's all being destroyed. And these fires are being fueled even more and given more heat to fuel their destruction. And they're causing by global warming. I know they said we're extremely close and it's become irreversible, or it's near irreversible, but we're even closer to that now. I know people may think that one person's actions may not make a difference. That may be true. But just a couple people here and there doing one thing, getting the ball rolling, can really do it. In my second Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series tournament, I asked all my friends and teachers at school to wish me luck. Because in wishing me luck, they would be lending me some of their strength. And I would use that strength to do my best and possibly win that tournament. I didn't win it. But you see, there was this ultimate deck that had been made that people were using to win the tournament. I hadn't faced off against it yet because they had advanced farther than I. This deck was said to take you down on your first turn, unless you played that same deck or something extremely expensive and rare. I was told that with the deck I had, I wouldn't even last one turn against them. I wouldn't make it 2 rounds in. But I do in side events that were going on during the second day of the tournament. I entered 2 of this one tournament. My first game, I went against that deck. I lost entirely. But the second tournament, when I went against them for the first round again, I drew this card. Oath of Companionship. I bet everything on in that duel and everything, and prayed to God that I would draw the cards I need on my first turn. Because if I did not get the cards I needed on my first turn, with me going first in that duel, I would not be able to set up something to stop their onslaught in their next turn. This card represents all the people, small or big, male, female, anyone. Every single person who gave me their strength that time. I drew this card. And thanks to it and another card that people called cheap and worthless, I was able to last 3 rounds against Zodiacs. Against that deck. Against that all-powerful deck that people were using to win left and right and all over the place. I was able to last 3 rounds against it. Just stopping that deck on their first turn and tripping them up was such a hard and extremely rare thing to do that when I did it with this card, everyone around me suddenly honed in. They knew that I had just stopped Zodiacs. They knew I'd done something barely anyone ever could do. And they were ecstatic. They cheered me on. They asked to see this card, and I showed it to them. They passed it around, were gentle, and they all congratulated me and wished me luck. I may have lost a duel, but I went farther and broke the odds that were stacked against me. I have had many, many extreme astronomical odds stacked against me since before I was even born. And I have made it this far. I am in college. I am with a loving family and have amazing friends. And there is a girl I am happy to call my beloved angel. Here's the thing. We may not be able to do much individually, but even just one person doing something can inspire a movement, can inspire a couple people, which inspires 3 more people, which before you know goes to 5 to 10 to 50 to 100 to 500 to 1,000 to 1,000,000 people. All it takes is one person to stand up when no one else will to do it. And trust me, it works. Just even something as simple as turning off the lights inside when it's daytime outside. When the light from outside is coming in and is allowing you to still be able to see pretty clearly everything around you. I mean, you can still see, we humans have the ability to see when there's less light. Maybe not pitch black darkness, but we can still see. So just turning off your lights during the day and letting, when natural light is illuminating the room and allowing you to still see, that can really do a lot. That can really save a lot of energy. And not only that, but if we just get more hybrid vehicles, get more people to buy electric cars, and stop polluting and stop letting people pollute, we can cut down on carbon emissions a lot. In fact, in eastern Washington state, there are a ton of wind power turbines getting turned by the wind every day, generating tons of energy. They're spinning fast so much, and it generates a ton of energy for free. No fossil fuels, no gas, nothing. It's all pure natural, powered by nature. And you know what? It doesn't cost a thing. It's nature. And here's the thing. Anime, movies, books, people will say that stuff's all just fake or whatever. That it isn't true, that it can't be true, but some of it is rooted in truth. There's an anime where this guy ends up plays this online game, like full dive VR. I'm talking like the helmet, you go in, you can feel everything and touch everything, do whatever you want. It's like full dive. You can use your whole 5 senses in it. And it's extremely popular in this guy's timeline and at the time he's living in. And he ends up, and when they're shutting down the servers for his favorite game, he decides, you know what, I'll just stay logged on until it blocks me out when it's finally shut down. Just wanted to see the guild and the trophies and everything that him and all his friends were able to do together, no matter their distance. but via online, he wanted to see it one last time as it faded away. And then he ended up getting stuck in that world. He could even do things the game normally wouldn't allow. Here's the thing. One reason that technology was sought after so much, and that people were able to do so well in it, it wasn't just because they were seeking a good time. It wasn't just because they were wanting to find like-minded people and have fun. That was an extremely big part of it, yes. To be able to do something you're not so easily able to in this world. But here's the thing. In that time, our world, the physical world, what you call the real world, it was a disaster. Pollution had gone way horrible. Everything was getting worse. The rain was acid. It was melting things. You couldn't go outside without the rain melting through an umbrella. It was wearing down buildings. People could not go outside because of how bad it was. There wasn't any more snow. There were no snowball fights, no sleds, no fires at Christmas time. There were no happy summers at beaches or in the mountains or anything. You couldn't go outside because it had been ruined by pollution, by global warming, by all of it. And then I just saw this video earlier today about this movie, and it basically depicts one way things could go. Where global warming is so bad that it's so hot, your skin will fry just by getting touched by the sun. No one leaves their houses. You have to wear a hazmat suit to go outside, and everyone is just having genetically engineered clones do their work. And they're just escaping to VR for everything. Well, here's the thing. We may be able to do a ton in full dive VR. We may be able to do so much and feel so much and everything. And have adventures maybe we aren't as easily able to have in this world. But that does not in any way mean that we can abandon this one. We need to be able to touch, feel, and actually be in love and everything. We need to preserve these things and have a good time. We need to appreciate and take care of both worlds, not just one. Because if one world goes, they all go. If we can't make the Earth survive, we're all going to die. It's not just the penguins that are going to lose their habitats. It's not just the dolphins or the chimpanzees that are going to lose their forests. It's not just the squirrels and birds that are going to lose their forests. It's not just the fish that are going to dry up on land and just wash up and die because of pollution in the sea. It isn't just this or that anymore. It isn't just, these species is in danger because of this, or this species is in danger because of this. It's going to be every species, including humanity, in danger because of what we are doing, because of pollution. I, for one, want to have children someday. And them to have children and so forth, or whatever they want to do. And I want this world to be something they can enjoy and be proud of. The world, many of us are in our 20s, and my friends are in our 20s right now, and the torch is being passed to us. We are starting to inherit the world from our elders, and we need to make sure it's a good one. That while it is in our hands, we do everything we can to make sure that when we pass it down to our kids, that it ain't broken. That it's something they can maintain without disaster. So please, remember my stories. And remember everything you can do. We're all in this together. And hey, God bless you all. And remember, even if you can't find love by meeting people in person, you can still meet people online. And hey, it's going to be pretty hard too, but you can have conversations really good. Heck, I found someone. We're going to spend Christmas together. So trust me, there is always hope.